Attention, 5-9 gamers, we are back with another installment of your favorite Dokkan Battle podcast called the Dokkan Battle Podcast. I am your host, Toonrami, and joining me this week, part-time stand user and full-time Super Battle Road King, the Masked Ningen.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? Happy to be back as always.
If it exists, then he's already rainbowed at the LR King of Dokkan, Datruthdt.
Ohio! Hello!
The homie who needs no introduction, Goresh.
Hello.
And we are bringing back a special guest star, Tiger, the Canadian man with the plan. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? It's good to be here.
Make sure you guys are locked in across all of our social media platforms and connect with the 5-9G network today. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube, check out our TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. All the links can be found wherever you want to go. So make sure you guys lock in today. And now, without further ado, let's jump into episode 41, Down with the 6thness. Oh, ah.
I was so hoping you would do that.
yeah. I know you wanted that. So let's talk about the 6-year anniversary on Global. This is, of course, the biggest celebration to happen to Global since worldwide download last year. So how have your summons? All right,
this is the biggest celebration ever. I would assume.
Okay.
I would consider this the biggest celebration ever.
Well, it wasn't over, so that's why I was saying that. But how have your summons gone so far, Global players?
Mean.
Stupendous.
Elaborate.
Right, Ningen? Stupendous?
So stupendous, yeah. So anyone who tuned in will have seen I did some of my summons live on this very channel when the stuff came out, and I managed to get UI Goku literally on the first rotation. So the discounted 3+1 rotation, I pulled UI Goku, which is obviously great. And then I started summoning for the one I most wanted out of the two, which was Vegeta. And I'm currently 1,200 stones and all of the Pilaf tickets deep, and I still have not pulled a single copy of him or a copy of the Vegito. I have pulled 6 Super Saiyan 4 Vegetas, 4 Cells, 7 Tech Super Saiyan 2s, and 7 AGL Super Saiyan Blue Vegetas. So I have pulled 20 featured Vegetas, but not the one that I actually want. So yeah, going great.
Vegito either. That sucks.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't pull, obviously. Sorry?
What is your Vegito?
55%. I pulled one copy of both him and Boo tanks from the set worldwide celebration, and
So I know
obviously
you're sitting there like, well, if I can get some Vegetos at least.
Yep.
Well,
So I've literally every time it was like a guaranteed L, like a Vegito Blue, I was literally sat there like, please don't be Cell, please don't be Cell. And I think I got Cell like 3 times in a row from the from like a Vegito Blue animation. I did actually need 3 copies of him, but I ended up pulling 4, and I didn't need any copies of the Super Saiyan 4, and I pulled like 6. So
are you planning on buying copies of Vegito and Boo tanks after you're done summoning?
yes. So
Okay, well, here's what I will say about that. Because I know a lot of people are planning on doing that. That's fine. I would say that that's not a bad usage of your coins. But the one thing I will say about that is I would expect those 2 units to be on the worldwide celebration Dual Dokkan Fest.
They have to be. Isn't that the trend? It's kind of the like the previous year. Was
so most likely they will be on there. So if you're gonna buy copies of them, I would actually not buy copies of them until they're rainbowed, because odds are you're going to pull more of them on the worldwide celebration banners.
When it comes to buying units with coins, because obviously I only have them both at 55%, so if that's still the case, I'll buy copies of a unit up to 79%, but then I won't buy any more just in case, because the next time they're on a banner, you're going to pull them like 8 times, because that is exactly what happened to me with the Go Bros. I had them at 55% from their first banner. I bought 2 copies of them when they came back. That was the first time I ever spent red coins. And then when they came back on the Saiyan Day banner with the AGL Bardock, I pulled them like 5 times. So
Yeah, I think buying copies until you have 2 dupes is like the optimal strategy, and then you just let the last 2 copies come to you naturally. Because again, you're gonna like the banners that these Dokkan Fest LRs are on are typically the banners you want to be saving for anyway. So that's pretty much what I think the best strategy is. I mean, because people are definitely gonna want to buy at least 1 copy of them with coins if they have them. So
yeah.
Tiger, how have your summons been going?
I think both Vegito and Buhan have aged tremendously, right? You definitely do want them.
100%.
For sure. Yeah, my summons have been going pretty well. I can't complain really. On the stream I did for the, when they first dropped, pulled one copy of each in about 1,300 stones, which like was way better than I was expecting. So that was good. And then did some collabs, pulled some more. Not gonna say too much about that. Stay tuned. But it's been good. It's been good. Yeah, not as good as last year. Like last year, I rainbowed both. I think in like 3,000 stones. But
yeah, must be nice, buddy. Huh?
Yeah, man, that was a good time. But this year's still been pretty good, man. Anniversaries, generally speaking, have been solid for me for summoning.
How did it feel to be in Dokkan during a time when everyone else was in Dokkan and the game was lagging? It must have actually felt pretty surreal and good for a while, right? Because it meant that global players were actually jumping back in and playing the game.
I actually didn't experience any lag. You're talking about when the banners dropped, right?
You didn't experience any lag during the banners dropping?
There was no lag. No, like if you look at my stream, like I had no lag at all.
I had a little bit of lag.
Yeah, well, I was the first person to start summoning when we did the stuff on the on this channel, and like the loading time between each of the summons right at the start was definitely very noticeable. But like you said, it's cool because it means a lot of people are playing the game. So I see what you mean. Like it's a little bit annoying that it's taking a long time to load, but it is, I guess, in a way, it's kind of cool, like reassuring the fact that so many people are playing it. Like, people every year, every month, every week, whatever it is, people will say that, oh, but Dokkan is dying now. But it doesn't feel that way a lot of the time. So.
Goresh, for those people who claim that the Vegeta is better than the Goku, what would you have to say about that?
So people who say that, I guess, at least from the way I've viewed it, because I've only used both of them at 55% so far, but I think I have a pretty good understanding of how they both work. There's 3 areas where the Vegeta has the advantage, but it's situational, right? Because number 1 could be his revival mechanic being easier to activate, which I think is definitely a big advantage. That's not situational, it just straight up is better. That's number 1. Number 2 is his active skill being an AoE. That is situational because UI Goku's active skill hits harder than Vegeta's, but it's only single target, right? While Vegeta's is an AoE. I would say it's not really going to be a common occurrence to get that AoE off, and it actually hits multiple enemies.
Yeah.
So I would actually say I probably like UI Goku's active skill a little better, but it's very, very close. And then the third thing is Vegeta's just on way more teams. So.
Yeah, the category disparity is pretty crazy. What about the Gohan Piccolo and the Frieza Gohan? Truth, could you provide us your JP insights on those two? How have those 2 units aged, and which one is better?
Okay, so the Gohan and Frieza, I just don't understand what they were thinking. I just don't know. Like the Gohan and Frieza is just like so poorly designed. Maybe it's just me. I hate when units guard, but they don't guaranteed guard. It just feels like the character's worthless. Because, like, you have turns where they just completely suck ass, right? Because dodge can activate on every single attack, right? So, like, oh, you don't get that one dodge, but then you'll get the next 7 in a row. But with the guard, if you don't get it, you don't have it the whole turn. And the unit is then just worthless, right? The Gohan and Piccolo, they have some value, I think, in longer events. I have been able to use them successfully in, like, the God event and stuff like that. So, like, I definitely would not say that they suck. I mean, even Gohan and Frieza, you probably could pull it off. But it's just, like, they're just very middling units that are restricted basically to the reps of Universe 17, which is too good. There's no spots. Free-to-play Roshi, free-to-play Tien and Roshi, both way better, right? Like, these free-to-play, the physical UI Goku coming out, are way better than those 2 banner units, so they just don't really have much use.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about this celebration in particular is, like, I was doing the showcase on Goku and Vegeta 55%, and one of the teams I was using, obviously, was the reps of Universe 17. And one of the big points that I really made sure that I made in both videos was you have to keep in mind how much this team is going to grow over the course of this anniversary. We have the Roshi, who's going to awaken into an LR and EZA. We have the Tien and Roshi are going to get a TUR and then EZA. We have the Krillin and 18. While I don't think they make the cut, they're still pretty good on the team, right? They're going to awaken an EZA as well. You have the EZA for Goku and Frieza. You have the EZA for UI Goku. You have the Part 2 LRs, the 17 in Golden Frieza and the 17 in 7. Like, there's a million things coming out, right? So the team's going to become ridiculous by the end of the celebration.
Yeah, the thing that seems like a shame about them as well, and this kind of plays into a little bit of the downside of when Global gets things early. Well, I say early, but like the same time as JP, is we've now had an experience of what seems to be the running trend on new banners now on JP, where they're dropping like a 40% support unit for the category, and we've seen a couple of those like come to Global already. And then these guys they're both like 20% support, which isn't a huge amount. And yeah, like you said, with the option of insanely powerful units, I mean, you can make full LR reps of Universe 17 once all these units come out. It just feels like they don't really have much of a place on that team. And then like the Gohan and Frieza one seems incredibly weird because obviously because Frieza is involved, I guess it's an extreme STR card. And like extreme STR is probably the best extreme typing, but they don't fit anywhere on that team or on any extreme teams really. So it's a very strange design for them.
That's a good point that you made too about Global sort of getting quote unquote spoiled too, because think about all the stuff we got that JP didn't have at this point. We have the whole GT celebration, right? We got the Goku, the Vegeta, both the banner units, which are like still the 2 best banner units or something.
Yep.
We have Trunks and Goten. We have the Tech Krillin. And then we also have the Broly and the Trunks. That Trunks, like, I would argue he's better than both the banner units in the anniversary.
Yep.
So it's like the power creep continues on JP. We got all the stuff at the same time, and then we're sort of going back in time to the anniversary.
Yeah. That's why some of the earlier celebrations of this year were kind of not of the same level of some of these celebrations. Like, because like at the start of the year, Global was still getting 2020 celebrations, which were mid, and then like you kind of have like Golden Week mixed with like one of these other ones. It just feels weird on Global right now.
It's funny you mentioned the GT celebration, Goresh, because it turns out that the GT celebration is the reason I'm able to. Well, before these 2 units dropped, I was able to run through a couple of the God events. That category, I don't think JP had that. They didn't have that when
they did not. I beat Hellas turn 4 with that team.
Yeah, I was going to say I used GT Heroes for Hellas as well. She got absolutely destroyed.
GT Heroes is dumb, man. Everybody's getting like 7-8 billion attack.
Yeah. But you know what? That's actually a good segue. Let's jump into that. Let's talk about the new God event. The God of Destruction Assemble event makes its debut on Global for the first time. We've currently got 4 gods available. So we've got Furby. I don't know his name. Furby. We got Hellas. We got Moscow and Quintella. No comment. So what have you guys been doing to get through these events as far as your team builds? Are there any particular standout surprise units that have really come through in the clutch? Of course, then you got to factor in the new LRs with their revival mechanics and whatnot. But what are some standout units you guys have been using for these runs?
PyCon for the Universe 1 God of Destruction the Toon one.
Yep. The Toon one, yeah. Thanks. Yep.
His active skill actually...
Hang on, where did we land on this? Who decided that? Why?
Because that's what you look like, right?
Dude, the universe decided that. Why are you asking us?
It was you. Truth. All right, go on.
But yeah, I think I think PyCon actually is really valuable for the that one. AGL as a typing, I feel like can get like pretty roughed up in there, and PyCon really helps sort of like fill in the gaps for that team. He and Cleefler are pretty good in there. Honestly, I used AGL Super Saiyan 2 Goku, the EZA one. He helped a lot with the healing, because what that Goku can do is he can allow you to bring a Whis, because you don't need to really bring a healing item if you have him on your team. So you can compare, or you can really leverage his healing with a Whis item, and that could really save you from having to, like, really think about what you want to do. Because you just changes like a third of the field to blue orbs, and then you just heal up to full health, and you use a Whis.
Nice.
Free to play Fan with her EZA is also another one.
Yeah, she was definitely useful. Yeah. I used her on the GT Heroes build, and I didn't use it for my first run through, but I did as I used Extreme STR for the Moscow one, and then I did like a Super STR run afterwards, and she's definitely very good. Obviously, Tech Gohan is pretty good. I actually used him for the Universe 1. I used Hybrid Saiyan / Saviors with double Gohan leads, but then the rest of the team being AGL. So I used like PyCon and some of the AGL like Hybrid Saiyan units. and that was pretty good. I think the big advantage that Global has, I know like some people obviously will still struggle with it. We're talking like, you know, proper end game level box, but like this happens a lot. We've seen it happen with like Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road. Like when it comes out on JP, it's super hard, and then when it comes out on Global, because we have that advantage of having the time to prepare and having an idea what we're actually doing. Like I beat each of the 4 stages on the first attempt with the team that I'd built, so it was fairly straightforward for me at least.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for Moscow, I found his attack all super a little bit annoying, but we have LRB Pan who helps a lot with their tanking and healing, and I found the combo of the free-to-play EZA Krillin and obviously EZA 18 was really good too for tanking those supers.
Yeah, I think a common theme across all these events, when you take a look at what they're doing for the God of Destruction event, because you're only allowed to bring 1 item, that makes it so that these units that can heal, like B-Pan and the Goku I just talked about, so much more valuable.
Free-to-play EZA Krillin. Is that the Incredible Gem Shop one you're talking about?
Yep. The one you need for Goku's EZA.
Oh, okay.
That was fixed on Global, by the way. You can now get infinite copies of him.
Yep. Yeah. Out of these 4 gods, which one poses the most trouble for Global Dokkanners? Would you think it's the Moscow AoE one or the Hellas Type Changer? Which one do you think overall would probably be the most challenging?
I think it's the Toon one.
I really?
You just said that so that you could say the Toon one.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
I feel like the most comments that I've seen from people is either the Moscow one because of the AoE, and I've seen a lot of people saying Catella. A lot of people in the chat are saying that as well. So, but I mean, Catella for me, his was actually the only team that I didn't use a category. His was the one I used the lowest leader skill for. I actually used the double int Gogeta like super int team to do Catella.
I'm sure a lot of global players have in UI Goku. Don't forget that he gets his EZA in part 2. He obliterates Catella, right?
Yeah, I bet.
Any other thoughts on the God event?
I would say my pick would be Moscow. I think it's the toughest of the first 4. I think Moscow, Beerus, and Belmod are the 3 troublesome gods. They're the ones that have very tough gimmicks that are hard to get around.
How's the event rollout going to take? How's the event rollout going to take place over the next 2 parts, Truth? It's going to be, because we got 4 now. Yeah,
then 4 stages drop with part 2, and then 4 stages drop with part 3.
Okay, so is Beerus and those guys, are they dropping in part 2?
Yeah, because they do in the next 4 gods, right? So it's Champa, Beerus. I don't know the other 2 names off the top of my head. And then Belmod is 11, so he's in part 3.
Out of those, which one had you the most nervous going in?
Well, I mean, the one to no item that was the toughest for me was Moscow, right? Just because of the AoE super, but I mean, Belmod is tough because he lowers your defense, he could double super, he locks you in place, and he seals. He does literally everything. Oof. So Belmod is troublesome.
Yeah, locking is so stupid.
Yeah, wait till you guys get Battlefield Omega.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of stuff. Nolar told me it's the whale killer.
Yeah, dude, there's no counterplay. There's nothing you can do. There's absolutely no way to work around it. It's just you either die or you die.
Locking anything in any game is always the dumbest thing ever because you can't play around it.
All right, before we move on a little bit, let's talk about the categories. The new categories that dropped with these 2 new units. We've got Miraculous Awakening, and we've got Powerful Comeback. So out of these 2 categories, do you guys have any thoughts on the category overall, the units that you can bring, the team building options? Which category is superior with these new leads and the new meta?
I think Powerful Comeback is better for 2 reasons. One, it's got all the Gogetas on it, so like you're gonna have the LR Tech Gogeta upcoming, but I suspect it's going to have all of the revival mechanic units on it. We just don't know for sure because none have come out since the anniversary, right?
Yeah, I think back when the anniversary hit JP, I would say the Powerful Comeback category was way better. I still think it's better, but I think two big, like huge additions to the Miraculous Awakening category are the EZA Super Saiyan 4s. So that closes the gap a little bit, I think, but I still think Powerful Comeback edges it out a little bit.
Ningen, were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I was saying that earlier when I did my I did the 55% showcase for Goku, so I just made, for the sake of using him for the first video rather than using any reps of Universe 7, I made a full Miraculous Awakening team, and yes, another team that you can use the EZA Super Saiyan 4s on, so obviously very powerful rotation having them two together on any team that they fit on. The only thing I noticed, I haven't actually, obviously for me, not having pulled Vegeta, I haven't looked as much into the Powerful Comeback one, so I'm not sure if it's the same, but Miraculous Awakening, from looking at the units that I have, it doesn't seem to really have any support units, at least at the moment. I'm still a big fan of the team setup of running like your two main powerful rotations and then just running a bunch of support units rather than running like, you know, like a full LR team or something like that. And
well, especially with the new era of support, Scarlet Jr., GT, Trunks,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
D-Pan. That works so well, yeah.
I mean, Powerful Comeback has a pretty good support unit. Int 16 is on here.
Oh shit! True.
Tiger, are you team Miraculous Awakening or team Powerful Comeback?
Taking a look here, I mean, they have a lot of same units, but definitely I would give the edge to. I would give it to Powerful Comeback, to Vegeta's category, because yeah, those Vegetas are huge, and I think it might be a slightly bigger category too. You might have a few more options for team building.
It is,
but
yep.
yeah. So I would give it to the edge, but I think both categories are pretty solid, for sure. And like Goresh said, yeah, I mean, having the additions that JP didn't have back then with the Super Saiyan 4 EZAs is definitely a big plus for Miraculous Awakening.
So we have a big topic of debate between two of our personnel here. We got Ningen and Truth with opposing views on a pretty big subject. And that's the ticket summon, or the 66 LR summon.
Oh, he's wrong.
We've heard from one person that you should summon on that banner immediately because it holds tremendous value. We've heard from another person that you should hold off on summoning on that banner until you finish the 6-year summons. So would you guys like to now publicly debate which is the right answer? Why would you summon on the banner first, or why would you hold off on summoning? Ningen, would you like to start?
Let me jump in first.
All right, Truth, go.
My argument is simple. Throughout the year, I tell everyone to always avoid these shitty legendary summon banners because they suck in every way. Horrible featured units, very difficult to pull LRs, and my argument is always wait until the anniversary where there's all these different type of tickets and stuff like that to get guaranteed LRs. So me telling people to do that is following up on my years-long advice of always skip legendary summon banners. Now it's the anniversary, you try and get your LRs from your normal tickets, you get your 66 ticket, and then do the summon as well, right? Because that's how you're going to actually be able to get these LRs while really maintaining value of your stone, not going out of your way. Like if you summon on the Tapion and Minosha banner, it's like even if you pull them first multi, how are you using them, right? Like most of these legendary summon banners, there's a variety of reasons why they suck. And then it's like, yeah, you could say like, oh, just put all your stones in the 6th anniversary banners first, but it's like you still have, I would say, an easier chance of getting shafted on there than the 250 stone banner, because you're going to get a guaranteed LR. And at this point, with LR EZAs, the only way you're truly getting shafted on that summon is if you already have a bunch of those LRs rainbowed and you get an LR rainbow, like a rainbowed LR. That's the only way.
Ningen, rebuttal?
I mean, I don't disagree with most of that. Like, obviously, the value is there. I still think you should do that summon if you can. But the thing the main point of my argument was to wait to summon on the anniversary banner first, based on obviously what your stone count is like. Because if you're a whale and you're just going to spend whatever, then it doesn't matter. But like, especially for me, considering I haven't pulled the Vegeta, if I'd done that summon first, that would have been another 250 stones I could have put towards trying to get him. So obviously those 250 stones could then be
Ningen,
wasted and I don't get him. But
you would have pulled your guaranteed LR Beerus at the end, man. It would have been so good.
Yeah, exactly. The value for that. I mean, that's the thing, is it has its value, obviously, but I feel like just for people who aren't going to have a huge amount of stones, 250 is obviously quite a lot, and with the discounts and everything at the moment until they time out, you're only another 50 stones away from doing 2 full rotations on the anniversary banner, so it's like 8 multis.
The other thing too is like, if you're coming into this anniversary with very little stones, what are you thinking? Like, you really needed Trunks and Goten that bad? Like, you needed Tapion and Minosha and stuff? Like, you can't be a free-to-play player and be stupidly summoning. You have to use your intelligence. You can't just be wasting stones on every single banner, right? They gotta. Hey, eventually they'll listen to me. People who listen to me have been telling me, I listened to you and I pulled the world. I say, congrats, my boy. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that they did the 250 stone one straight away and wish that they didn't because of the results.
Yeah, I see. I just ignore those comments, right? I just pretend they don't exist.
Because, I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things that you have to weigh up the guaranteed versus the risk. Because, obviously, if you're somebody who, you know, you didn't pull either Goku or Vegeta and now you're out of stones, you're probably wishing you still had those 250. But nothing is guaranteed. Whereas at least with the 251, you get a guaranteed LR. And I don't disagree. Like, most of the LRs that you can pull are going to be worth it eventually, even if they're not now, because the EZAs are a thing. So it is really only if you pull one that you've already got rainbowed. So I suppose, to be fair, it is very dependent on the person, because if you already have a bunch of LRs rainbowed, especially some of the older ones, there's obviously a lot less units you can get in that guaranteed spot that you actually need. Because I've seen a lot of people got like Trunks and Mai or the Broly trio as their ones, and unless we've seen that they are willing to do the EZAs out of turn if it's themed around the celebration, but in terms of like the release and everything, some of those guys are really far away from an EZA. So
regardless, by the way, I would say the top legendary summon banner is horrible and sucks, and you should avoid completely everything about it. So the 3 banners you want to summon on in this anniversary are here already. Top legendary summon banner is horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the thing is, with the amount of stones that we get, all I was saying is don't do that 250 stone multi straight away, because with all the stones that we get throughout the anniversary, I definitely agree that, especially if you're free to play or you don't spend much on the game, you probably shouldn't be wasting your time on the legendary summon banner. So towards the end of the anniversary, with all the stones that they're going to give out, once we've got all the tickets and everything, you could do the 66 multi and then do the stone multi rather than like trying your luck on the legendary summon banner. But that was all it was. I think it was worth waiting to try your luck on the actual anniversary Jules Ocon Fest before you commit 250 stones out of your pool. But again, it depends how many stones you've got and like what units you're actually looking for, I guess. But
I'm not here to declare a winner, but Masked Ningen is the winner. All right, let's move on to some more goodness over on Global. The Legendary Goku event for Universe 7 was a bit of a struggle for a lot of people before the 6-year anniversary because we obviously didn't have the new LRs, the new leads. So have you guys tried your shot at the Legendary Goku event GT edition now that you've pulled your Universe 7 units? And if so, how have your experiences been so far?
I don't understand the question, too, and I beat it first try.
Okay.
Please continue.
Thank you.
I mean,
Anybody else?
Now go on, Goresh.
I'll just chime in real quick because I haven't tried it with the new units yet, but I will say longer events is where you're going to see those rival skills most of the time, right? So I feel like that's one thing that can really help because of the fact they're limiting items. You can go in and at the end, like literally the final phase is going to hit you for like 700,000 on some of your characters and you're going to die. It's inevitable if you don't use an item in that phase. So you can just leverage the revival mechanic in that final phase. And you can pretty much just save yourself from using an item, and it's basically just an additional item for you. So I think that's the major value that you're going to be getting from those units, besides the fact that they're just going to be like destroying the event, right?
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say I actually did. I did that run through for one of my videos for today, and it definitely makes the run a lot easier. Because I mean, that should be no surprise to anyone. Like, obviously, not having pulled the Vegeta, I used Goku as my leader, and then brought a Vegeta friend. And then, yeah, that team is just incredibly powerful. And like Goresh was saying, I got to use the active skill. And it's kind of cool because you can plan out your turn and not have to use an item when you know you have the revival skill available. Because the way the rotation was going to play out, I was pretty low on HP, so obviously the revival skill was active to be used. And a lot of the attacks were in the final slot, so rather than use an item, I just had the 2 big hitting LRs go first, do a whole bunch of damage, and then the unit in the last slot got killed. And then obviously I revived, moved into the next turn with 70% HP, and yeah, it was saves you having to use an item. So I mean, it's pretty obvious, but yeah, it makes that run so much easier now. So I feel like there's definitely going to be a whole lot of people out there that weren't able to beat it when it first dropped, and you're going to have a much easier time now. Obviously, there's still more stuff to come, like the free-to-play Roshi's definitely going to make a huge impact once he's finally LR'd and EZA'd. So if you're still having some trouble beating it, obviously the category is still going to keep getting better throughout the anniversary. But yeah, there's definitely going to be people that couldn't beat it before that are going to be able to do it now.
Any final thoughts on the global 6-year anniversary?
We still have a lot left to do and a lot left to get. So buckle up.
Yep. This will not be the last time that we talk about this, folks. We still got part 2. We got part 3. A lot of good stuff coming up. But let's move on.
2 things I just want to add in real quick before we move on.
Go ahead.
The thank you tickets will be able to be used when part 2 and the top legendary summon banner drop. And then the same name update is coming after the anniversary is done.
There you go. All right, let's move on to JP. We got some big JP news going, especially EZAs. We got a lot of EZAs coming up, especially from the Hero Extermination event. So, Truth, what are your thoughts on these new batch of EZAs? Which one stands out the most to you from the ones that we know so far?
Okay, so there's 2 that are upcoming, Majub and the Super Saiyan 2 Goku. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, Majub is a huge meme. It would be interesting if he had, like, a really good card, right? He's on a lot of bad teams, so it would be very helpful if he was. But the 2 EZAs they dropped, I've used them a bit. They're actually pretty interesting. This STR Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta can hit pretty good numbers. He sits above a 3 million attack stat, 180 to 200k defense a lot of times. Like, he's solid, because he was a literal 0 before. Right now, he's like a legitimate option, I think, especially because of how old he is. He got his awakening in 2016. So, like, if you are a longtime player, you've probably got this guy with dupes in him. So he's actually pretty solid. And then the Goku is a true free-to-play unit who actually has got some use in, like, the God event. He's a good support. I think they're pretty good. Both of these 2 new free-to-play EZAs. I think for free-to-play players specifically, they could be very handy. And then, like, Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku's coming up soon, but we haven't seen his details yet. Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 are coming up soon. We haven't seen their details yet. Goku and Bulma are getting an EZA soon. We haven't seen their details yet. The Tanabata Celebration's got, like, 8, 9, 10 EZAs. Oh, then also the physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Buu Saga and the physical Super Saiyan Vegeta are all also getting EZAs. So it's just, Tanabata is crazy. It's a lot.
It kind of reminds me of that year where they did that 7 EZA Tanabata thing, right?
Yep.
But one other thing I will add about Majub specifically is he has to be crazy because his links are so bad. If you think about his linking partners, the first thing you're probably thinking about is the LR Oob. But guess what? They share 2 links.
Yep.
Before they transform. So, yeah. He's really not going to be linking up with anyone. So, in order to amend that, they have to give him some kind of like support in his passive. Otherwise, he's just going to suck instantly, no matter what.
Is this the last of the Hero Extermination event batch, or are there any more that they've missed at this point?
So there is the free-to-play Gohan and Piccolo. You know how it's a set, the Piccolo, the Gohan, and the Goku, but Gohan and Piccolo have never gotten Awakenings. So I imagine at some point soon, they'll probably get Awakenings with an immediate EZA, which is stupid. The immediate EZA is always stupid, but I'm sure it's going to happen, right?
I can think of one that we haven't gotten yet.
I think I was thinking of one, but now I can't actually remember if he's tied to the Hero Extermination thing or not.
They're like future Gohan, right? Like.
Yeah, AGL Super Vegeta.
What about? Isn't I'm forgetting where his medals.
I thought he awakens with Nimbus medals.
Does he?
I have to double check.
Because I can't remember where his medals come from that he awakens from. But isn't the physical Xeno Trunks who has the AOE? Isn't he tied to one of those events for medals? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think he might be. Yeah.
Let me have a look.
It's because like there's some characters that awaken from that event that are not like units that
with Nimbus medals. You're right.
Yeah, but units that don't participate in that EZA area, right? It's just weird. Like Future Gohan.
There are 4 units. I didn't even know. Okay, so Super Vegeta, there's the Namek Rage Super Saiyan Goku, there's the the LR Bojack, and Mighty Mask. Okay.
Dude,
Is that Namek Goku? I remember when that Namek Goku got his EZA, because he was like he's Namek Goku, he's cool. He got his EZA when Mighty Mask came out.
Yep.
So that leads into a good question. What's the next obscure batch of units or random batch of units that you think might deserve some sort of an update in some form or fashion? Like, for example, the Nimbus group. Is there another group of units that has been wandering in obscurity that you guys might think would deserve an EZA at some point?
Well, I mean, I want that Super Vegeta to be good. So.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's not a batch, it's Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, right? He's like the oldest SSR summonable that hasn't gotten a Dokkan.
Still doesn't have an awakening. It's crazy. It can happen
where does that guy even group into? Like, does he affiliate?
He doesn't.
He released with Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman. I remember the banner too. It was like the ultimate, like it was father and son or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I remember that banner, and like that was, I think that banner came out like right after the Int Ultimate Gohan Dokkan Fest or something like that. Because that was close to when I started playing.
Go back.
But I think that Trunks, they finally actually have a way to get him an awakening, and that's some sort of Kakarot thing, right? Because Super Saiyan 2 Trunks like that doesn't actually exist, which is why he's on the crossover category to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't exist in any medium outside of Dokkan. Like, he's literally a Dokkan exclusive, literally character.
That's like, if they would do that, just the Trunks that fights Deborah, boom, we're in.
Yeah.
Trunks. Tiger, can you can you think of any random obscure unit that deserves an EZA or any group?
Well, I was thinking about that Trunks, but I was thinking more like free-to-play units. I really want to see like a EZA for the free-to-play Ginyu Force, because right now like nobody's really running them outside of the Super Battle Road stages, right? So if they wanted to give those guys an EZA, that'd be awesome. Same thing with the Team Bardock, obviously, but you know, they don't need it as much. But that'd be really cool, man, to give like that entire group or like those two, you know, teams EZAs.
I mean, you say that, but we're literally like 3 days away from getting Extreme Ginyu Force Super Battle Road. So yeah, we need it.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun for you guys. It's gonna be very interesting to see you all.
I
forgot about that.
Crash and burn.
Super fun.
What if they just skip that one?
I would love it. Yeah, sounds good. I hate those stages, Ginyu Force and Team Bardock. Ugh. I want to wail with
the Team Bardock one is easy with your Rainbow LR Bardock squad.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
Well, I like the fact that, you know, anybody can beat them just with some good RNG.
Truth, have you no-itemed Ginyu Force? The first one? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was easy as soon as the link level thing happened.
Dude, I can't wait to see you do this. This might be the most anticipated thing for you.
The only stage I haven't no-itemed right now is the Team Bardock. I haven't done any attempts on it because I had none of those characters link level, and I was like, I'm not doing this until I get them done. So I'm gonna start doing that pretty soon. We'll see how tough that's gonna be.
The Extreme Ginyu Force stage is either going to be like completely impossible to no item, or it's going to be like literally the same stage as the one that's not Extreme.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Ginyu Dokkan Fest, I've been asking for it for 6.5 years. Where is it?
I think it's a good idea. He deserves it more than Videl, that's for damn sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works, because obviously they don't design those stages to be able to be beaten with no items, so they don't have that in mind. So I wonder, like, the Extreme Ginyu Force one, if they don't release any other new units or give them EZAs or anything, I would imagine if you've link leveled them, it's probably still doable if you use all the items. But yeah, I don't know about no items.
Hey, Ningen.
Hello.
Did you know that apparently the Saiyaman 1 and 2 Easy area requires non-free-to-play units?
I did.
What are your thoughts on that? That seems blasphemous.
Toon. They came out 5 and 6 years ago.
I'm setting him up to get the topic going. Let me have this.
It's not designed for new players. EZAs are not new player content, right? This is
all right. Now that you mentioned it, let's talk about it.
Well, because again, they want to do as much as they can to dissuade people from re-rolling, right? Like it's like you have these characters as long as you haven't been re-rolling like crazy, very likely.
Yeah, the next one's gonna take LRUI Goku as a mandatory unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I thought it was the reason I included that because I saw people talking about it is obviously a few people are a little bit surprised, especially I saw a load of people mention him. Shout out to our fellow 5-9er, Mr. J Fanta. Obviously, because of the way he is fully free to play, so doesn't summon at all, it means that he has this free to play LR that he won't be able to EZA because he doesn't have the units to do the Extreme Z area. But obviously that is the most extreme case because generally when we talk about free to play we only mean not spending money, not somebody who actually doesn't summon on banners. So it's kind of like True said, as long as you're not a brand new player you probably do have a lot of these units, and I think a lot of them are ones that have been available with like the free tickets and redstone and all that kind of stuff. I'm not exactly sure. I'm trying to find the list of what they all are, but
does J Fanta like the wish strips, like does he count those? Like is that like good by his Nindo? Because like you can get
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
No, okay, no summonable units of any kind.
Okay.
Well, even like redstone units and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, not most players, like almost no players do that. That's like a thing that he's chosen to do. But...
you can get with wish strips.
Yeah, but he doesn't consider those.
I can't find the list anywhere of the units.
Very like quirky set of like self restrictions he's putting on himself. J Fans is like a Hunter character, right? Like his Nen restriction. That's what J Fans. Like no one else has the same restriction that he does, right?
All right, and then last topic for the EZAs, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku that's coming up. Obviously, Truth alluded to that at the beginning. The Super Saiyan 3 Goku EZA is set to be the best one of the bunch. Do you guys have any final thoughts on what that build could contain? Is there any particular mechanic that you anticipate seeing? Is there any crazy super attack that you expect? What are you guys looking forward to about this?
Well, I do think this guy is going to be quite good because he has Revival, Saiyan Lineage, and Over in a Flash. So he's going to be very good on many teams, including Tech Ultimate Gohan. He shares 4 key with Tech Ultimate Gohan. So, like there,
yeah, but does he guard?
Well, I mean, he might.
Yeah, he might. Yeah. Imagine that. Oh,
that'd be great.
God.
Medium chance to guard.
Yeah, but is he a Rainbow Orb Changer?
He might.
What if he does that too? Maybe he is.
I mean, if he does both, then I'll concede.
I mean, he's a unit, maybe not guard, but him getting a sort of Rainbow Orb type changing thing would be good because obviously, even if they don't. Well, they must upgrade it somehow, but even depending how they upgrade it, part of his kit revolves around picking up Rainbow Orbs, so it would be super good if he actually did have Rainbow Orb changing. But
I could, you know, it would be interesting if they did something where it was a conditional Rainbow Orb changing, where it's like if you have like 2 movie hero characters other than this character attacking the same turn, then he changes a type of orb to Rainbow or something, just to give movie heroes a little bit of more extra help.
Yeah, something like that could be pretty interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what his is going to be. Because we've had a wide range now from ones that are terrible, ones that are like middle of the road, and then obviously I would imagine we would probably all agree the Super Saiyan 4s probably sit at the top. So it's like, where is he going to be in that scale? It'd be very interesting to see.
I mean, recently the EZAs have all been pretty damn good, in my opinion. Like, they've kind of stepped up their game recently, so I expect big things for sure. Like Super Saiyan 4s, cooler. Even Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks was, good. Not on the same level, but still really good. So this guy should be pretty freaking busted.
So when it comes to these EZAs, I'm unsure because I don't know where they got this release date, but the wiki has got Goku and Oob listed as coming out tomorrow, which means the data download will be in a couple of hours, but Super Saiyan 3 Goku is not scheduled to drop for a couple of days, and they haven't tweeted him yet. So I'm actually not really sure what's going to happen. There might be a data download tonight with Angel Goku in it before they even tweet him out, though. Like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So we'll see. That's so. If they do that, like they really are like dummies. Like let's just put the data download in before we tweet it out. Like, okay.
Go to global. Dude.
International Tournament of Power. What? Ningen, did you say something?
I think so.
I think you did. Would you like to follow up with that? I think you said something just now. You wanted to plug something?
Yes, sure. Why not?
Thank
So
God,
yeah.
you scared me. I was about to be like, "Don't do me like this, bro." Go.
Hey, I know
Go.
that's exactly how I feel. But yeah, so
All right, good job. The money is being deposited in your account. Good job.
yeah, Datruthdt paying me to make Toon look bad.
Yep.
But yeah,
that's
so
all this has been. Yeah, go ahead.
something
truth
very,
comes out.
very special is coming up. So we have a very special presentation for you. So yeah, feast your eyes on this.
Wow, look at that. Do we know how to throw a promo or what? That was sick, dude. What the heck? That was really good. So,
Pretty good.
Team Truth or Team Goresh? Make sure you guys let us know. All right? And with that said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this week's show. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Huge shout out to Troco for manning the boards and keeping this stream afloat. Don't forget to follow us over on Twitch, Twitter, join the Discord, check out all of our social media links everywhere, and fully lock into the 59G network today. And if you miss any part of the show, fear not, all of your favorite podcasting platforms have you covered. Google, Apple, Spotify, and many more. Subscribe and do not skip a beat. Join us right here tomorrow for our very next episode of the Dragon Ball Legends podcast for the Masked Ningen, Datruthdt, Goresh, Tiger. I am Toonrami. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.